Hello, this is a short reflection for Advent Sunday, the 29th of November, loosely based on Mark chapter 13, verses 24 to 37. I have a confession to make. Passages like this one from Mark's Gospel, which are very much part of what we call apocalyptic writing about the end of the world, are among my least favourite passages in the whole of the Bible, and there's quite a lot of them. All this talk of the sun being darkened, the moon not giving its light, and the stars falling from the heaven, we're really into apocalyptic territory here, seem rather far-fetched, exaggerated and overdramatic. But then we think of the current pandemic and the climate crisis, and perhaps it isn't all quite so far-fetched after all. Since the spring, we have ourselves entered apocalyptic territory. The world we've grown used to, and let's face it, took for granted, has come to an end. In that world, physical closeness to strangers, to work colleagues, and to friends, even to family members could never have been considered something that was life-threatening. Scientists who warned of a global pandemic caused by a deadly disease for which there's no known cure were often ignored or dismissed, or just didn't register with us, or just as indulging in apocalyptic fantasies. We never thought we'd see something like this in our lifetime. Well, now we know better. Of course, the Gospel passage predates our current crisis by the best part of 2,000 years, and the key message of Jesus' words, also reflecting the experiences of the early church as they waited for their risen Lord Jesus to return, was to keep awake, to keep alert, to wait expectantly. Of course, those phrases, keep awake, keep alert, are very close to, uncomfortably close to stay alert, that vague government phrase we all know far too well. But what are we waiting for and keeping alert for? Well, the easy Bible answers are 1, Christmas, Advent as the run-up to Christmas, and 2, signs of the coming kingdom. That just begs the question, what are those? Rather boringly, perhaps, those signs are, I think, the little things that are often overlooked, the small acts of kindness towards others who are more vulnerable and frail than we are, or at least more vulnerable and frail than we are at that particular moment. There's more to small acts of kindness, giving to the food bank or Home Start or the Children's Society, as we're asking people to do at the moment, than we often think. Someone in Bethlehem, best part of 2,000 years ago, it may have been the innkeeper, beloved of school nativity plays, it may have just been a concerned resident, was concerned enough about the couple who'd come a long way, the very young wife heavily pregnant, about to give birth, to find them somewhere warm and dry and reasonably clean, so that this new mother could have her baby relatively safely. There may even be a sign of the kingdom in the fact that we're able to sing carols outside. God can work through governments, even ours. The last two pictures in our reading, though, these little parables of Jesus, the fig tree putting forth its leaves, suggesting a kind of gradual growth, and the servants waiting expectantly for their master's return, point to other things, though, watching and waiting and uncertainty. But about that day or hour no one knows, says Jesus, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Beware, keep alert, for you do not know when the time will come. For Mark and other New Testament writers, keeping awake, watching and waiting are always linked to one other essential Christian act, essential at all times of the year, not just at Advent: prayer. Wait, watch and pray. To quote the poet Tennyson, rather than the Bible, more things are wrought by prayer than this world dreams of. And perhaps this is what this Advent, which is like no other, should be like and be about: being open to God, awake to God's quiet promptings, usually drowned by this noisy, non-stop world, the gentle but insistent nudgings of the Spirit. Jesus says to us just as much as to the disciples then, what I say to you, I say to all. Keep awake. Have a good Advent, everyone. Amen.